Where's the business? Hit that like button, share, tell a friend. Y'all are here with the Damu Kiwe conversation. And it's the Don Duke Sims. Hope that y'all hit. Let me make sure I do that. That act Chucks. Y'all go ahead and tap in. I'm live right now. All right, that's good enough. And what's up, though? What's happening? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Y'all will be tapping in soon. And we're going to get right into the content as soon as everybody get in here. Hit that like button soon. Matter of fact, they said they wanted to see that, they wanted to hear the light up. I played the what you call it earlier, man. Let me go ahead and make sure I play this because I promised I was going to play it earlier and then I didn't. So y'all can't say I didn't. If y'all didn't come back, then that's y'all fault, not mine. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into this light up. Hit that like button on your way in, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. We do got the content. I hope y'all hit that like button and share. Let's go. I messed it up, but that's okay. I was looking for the content, man. Look, hit that like button. Drew V, Las Vegas. Salute. What up? What up, Mike B? What up, Steffi Weffy? Get them lights up. Jamming in content. Who else doing it like Deuce and Yael? I know I won't know where the hell Yael at. He was having a technical problem, but don't trip. I got his back. You know what I'm saying? For sure that. Shout out Street Certified News, the brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me get into this real quick. And then we got some stuff we're gonna get into on CS2 back and the game, man. Chuck Taylor, damn, I didn't even send him the lie. At least owe him that type of respect, man. The game ain't got no issue for me. I ain't got no issue with Chuck, man. In fact, he a West Coast legend. So I'm sending him the link right now. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles Confidential. 13 million subscribers. Now he ain't looked at my shit since February. He ain't even checking my DMs. I guess that's what it is now. Maybe WACK got him turned against me. I doubt that because I don't think he really like WACK. Johnny Rule, salute, man. Great content. Thank you for the compliment, brother. We back. I'm still here smoking, as you should be. Just one more thing that separates this channel from others. Actual artists with good music running this bitch. Hey, man, that's a fact. Appreciate the compliment also. Drew V. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be releasing more music soon, too, but we really getting into these films, man. That's where the bag's at, and we got the plug. We are the plug. Let's get into this content, man. Hit that like button coming in, man. So, let's go over here. We got, damn, I finally messaged Chuck. Okay, and then we got, boom, that's the link to the live. We're going to go to Complex Magazine, man. This is nasty work. Nasty work. But this will happen when you deal with an egotistical, self-centered, narcissistic piece of shit like CS2 back as a manager, especially when you sign over all of your money and assets to a company and put him in control of the trust. Jason Terrell Taylor Holdings, JTT Holdings. Y'all remember that name? Because we been broke this up. And I hate to say I told you, especially as it relates to game. As I said, I got no issues with Chuck. But definitely, it's a lot of muck on here talking the talk, but can't walk that walk. Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? The game reportedly loses Calabasas home over a $7 million judgment to Priscilla Rainey. Man, listening to this dude, where was the manager to tell him make sure he make that court so he don't lose by a default judgment? That's exactly what happened to Suge. Wack, you supposed to be a manager. You on Clubhouse or laid on your stomach and ain't even advising this man to make sure he on top of his business, man. Even though he got to accept responsibility for not being on it. Facts, my bad. I accidentally hit your comment and sent it to you. Salute to Miss Henny for running these shady ass LLCs. CS2 back play with. Oh, she ran. I didn't know she ran that. But we did this a long time ago. In fact, that's the content today. It's going to be the actual one that we ran. The game has been forced to sell its California house to satisfy a $7 million judgment. According to court documents obtained and viewed by Complex, a judge approved the sale of his Calabasas mansion to help fund the judgment in the amount of $7,130,100 that Priscilla Rainey won against him in November 2018. 7 years later, she wants every red cent. If the proposed sale of the dwelling is likely to produce a bid high enough to satisfy the homestead exemption without any outstanding liens or encumbrances senior to the judgment creditor's lien, while still leaving some amount available to satisfy even a part of the judgment creditor's lien, then the court must grant the application for sale. The court docs state. This means that if selling the home would leave any money left over for the person owed money, the court has to allow the sale. Rainey sued the game back in 2015 and claimed that he sexually assaulted her while filming the VH1 show She Got Game. Instead of fighting it in court, the game decided not to show up to the enough of court dates, which resulted in a judge ruling in favor of Rainey. Not smart at all. You pissed the judge off because you didn't even show responsibility to show up. You didn't show that you wanted to take on any of these false accusations, and that would lead people to believe and to assume that you didn't take seriously the allegations, and now you done lost the judgment in default judgment. Last October, the game was ordered to come to the court to justify that his mansion shouldn't be sold to satisfy the debt. That July, U.S. District Judge Mark C. Scarsey served the rapper and his manager, WACK100, with a notice of levy, writ of execution, alleging that he transferred his deed to his manager so that Rainey wouldn't be able to get it. Hold on, let's stop right there. Now, CS2 back, do you know what that's called? Hold on, what it do, everyone? Tuning, scouting on Clubhouse. Broke back whack, CS2 3-finger back. That's a fact. Let's show some love and get them likes up for sure. That's a fact. I talked to dog. Now I'm behind. I'm watching the music video shit. You got the perfect white girl to sing. Good looking out, Q-Bang. I talk to the game. I talk to the game. Yeah, it's nasty work, bro. It's nasty work. So he done switched it over to CS2 back. So everybody was saying that WACK100 had his money because of the lawsuit. And I was saying, bro, how we know WACK didn't line him up with the bitch and the reality show in effect so that he could come and play the savior. He says he likes to keep his artists in trouble. Nasty work. So they served the rapper and his manager WACK100 with notice of levy, writ of execution, alleging that he transferred his deed to his manager so that Rainey wouldn't be able to get it. The mansion is currently on the housing market for $4 million, meaning that he'll still owe her $3 million if it gets sold at that price. The game has made it clear in the past that he doesn't plan on paying her anything, regardless of the ruling. In 2020, the game criticized Rainey in a post while letting everyone know what he was up to during the pandemic. People out here dying from the Rona and blogs out here creating false narratives for this Waffle House roach who doing anything her thirsty ass can to try and take money from me, he wrote. I'm enjoying retirement. Y'all been saying she got $7 million for 7 years, and yet here I am, laid up tipsy off my 5th quarantine watching Tiger King. While he was making light of the situation, Rainey was pursuing her legal options. That same year, she was granted ownership of the rapper's prolific record label and also received royalties for his album Born to Rap. Regardless of whether he starts paying up, Rainey hasn't stopped there. Last year, she subpoenaed his kid's school district to get documents such as proof of residence and attendance records. She don't play with her money. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. So let's get into this content real quick. Let me see what y'all talking about. Well, I'm ready to start, right? All right, let's get to this real quick. See what they talking about in the chat, because this is nasty work. Hit that like button and y'all way in. No showing the civil court ain't the same as running from a criminal trial. Yeah, but at the same time, that default government mean the same. Suge lost the empire because his lawyers didn't show up, but they did that on purpose. David Canner, Reggie Wright Jr., the whole team planned to take death row from Suge while he was in jail. Salute Due Sims, Yael, blessings for real, for real. Though you know someone's running the same content as you're right now, 4 viewers under the name Lamonte Sim. Yeah, that's me, brother. That's my other YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? He low-key did game really dirty, Due Sims. I've been saying that this the whole time. Remember, started back saying Game didn't want to work with WACK. He did it as a favor for Box. Yep. CS2 back definitely sick the girl on him for sure. He was talking about Game when he said he likes to keep his artists in trouble. That's a fact. 1 viewer now. Yeah, that's all right. Game can't make no legal money while he owes her. That's a tough spot to be in. Yeah, shaking my MF head. I know that nigga CS2 gotta be creeping whenever he go outside, all the fucking dirt and fuckery he has done. You see how CS2 back claims everything Blueface got is in his name, but I think it's all was in Kim's name. Bro, I believe that also. I knew that couldn't be you. I've never seen you with 4 or 1 viewers. Never. That's my other page. That's me, Bugs Malone. I'm Lamonte Sim. Lamonte. You know. So yeah, Juvie, salute. So let's get into the content, man. I know y'all might not have been around, but we covered this. I hate to say we've been doing this, but I covered this. Let's go.
The days. But long story short, I seen on Wilmington and Cedar they had their little dead end crack, and I was like, "Oh, they over here turned up." But yeah, man, I remember all of that, man. That whole movement was crazy, man. And the West Side of Compton was going up when Game dropped that album. You know what I'm saying? I remember a few of his records. He had Hate It or Love It. What's another one? Dreams. And then he had that one with K-Dot on his album. He had that one, and there was another one. He was acting like, I guess he was like having like a drunk type flow. I don't necessarily remember the name of the song. I just remember the characterism that he presented in that record, and that had me like, wow, you know, bro had a different way of delivering his lyrics and using different characterisms while doing so. So, you know, I give him that. He has some lyrics. I did used to think he name dropped a lot though, bro. I'm not gonna hold
No. I don't think that's a thing. That was
a for
my
sure,
only. Yeah, that was my only dislike with him. Like he was groupie. Like what Dub C say on the West Side Connection, and nigga, we don't set trips, we set trends. You know what I'm saying? This is the motherland of the gang subculture, the Bloods and Crips. So motherfuckers that feel like we them niggas. So you always name dropping takes a lot from that. So that was like a turn off when I listened to him because he has so much different shit. But what really resonated with me was on Dream, bro. And I heard the other songs, the commerciality, I get the genius in that. 50 Cent helped him write some of those choruses with melodies and shit. But when he said the dream of Huey Newton, that's what I'm living through. Bro, that shit give me chills till today, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the Bloods and Crips and these other black organizations started from. The businessmen, the gladiators, right? And all of these other organizations that were in Los Angeles. I mean,
Monique Hill said King T. Damn, you took it all the way back to
shout out King T. I can't
believe remember that
King
shit?
T. No, that was you talking about Toddy T.
Oh, that was Toddy T, but she said King T, rest in peace, though, for sure.
Yeah. Drew Down did have that hit. I don't remember Chris Hicks. Who was Chris Hicks, Diamond?
That was his side man, Chris Hicks, the old pimping Chris, man. Light skinned Chris with the
I don't remember him. All I remember from Drew Down was the shout out to the Loonies as a group also. I said Young Ma. All I remember was boom, 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 boom. Mac of the Year, Trick Down.
Yeah.
Pimp on.
Yeah.
I got all the ladies. That shit used to dump in that Cutlass, the photo box Cutlass, nigga. Two-tone, nigga. That motherfucker go.
If I'm not mistaken, Chris had a hand in bringing out the Loonies.
Probably, man. I wasn't that deep into that one. I told you the Bay Area rappers I was on was Short 40 and Mac Mall. That's who I was really fucking with up off the Bay Area at that time, man.
Young players got
Show to go. Show to
Rapping tape, bro. How we gonna forget the players ball, bro? You know what I'm saying? But back to the content. So the gang drop. He has this huge impact. He comes with after that with the Doctor's Advocate, right? The One Blood song. Then before Kendrick, and everybody trying to give Kendrick his props as if he united the Bloods and Crips. He put Dub C and a lot of other Crips on the remix of One Blood, right? So he was already kind of like guiding and showing that hip hop was a platform of neutral affiliations where the gang politics didn't necessarily have to always affect the business, right? And then from there, we see he missed the Super Bowl performance. The bit in Los Angeles at Ram Stadium, hundreds of million people watching, and everybody was like, what the, why they ain't got the gang performing, right? This was supposed to be the heir to the Aftermath throne, right? He didn't even perform, right? Politics, we think about it, but we move past that. Now we have the Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us video in Compton. The Game not doesn't even have a cameo, bro. And he put Kendrick on his first major album.
I mean, respectfully, not. I mean, and I'm just speaking it because from what I was there at the Not Like Us video shoot. I seen a lot of different individuals. Somebody was trolling in the comments talking about some Roddy Ricch lyrics. Ha ha, I chuckle chuckle. But anyway, all right, Diamond. Nah, but being the fact that I was at the Kendrick shoot and I seen, salute to the Baby Stone Gorillas. I seen them, Chef Boy, J3 the Hitter, Yellow Boy. They from Compton. You know what I'm saying? Who else I seen up there? I seen a few podcasters. I can't recall their names. Oh, Trap. We had Trap. We had The Conclusion. We had Damu Kiwe Conversations, and a plethora of all kind of other artists. But I didn't see artists that were, like they had like a good strong buzz at one point, and then they have a buzz now. Like I didn't see Joe Moses. I didn't see The Game. I didn't see who else, man? It's probably a few more. I probably just at the tip of my tongue, I can't say. But being the fact that I didn't see those individuals there, I was just like kind of like, damn, I wonder what the whole politics was with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point Joe did have the West Coast with the ratchet music, and he was solidified in that shit. He was Mr. Ratchet, you know what I'm saying? And the chicks went up to that. And Game at one point did have the city on lock. Well, now I ain't gonna say on lock, but he had a cold movement. It was a cold movement with that Black Wall Street, and everybody was playing his album. Even some of my homies, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, man, that nigga Game hard. He got lyrics and he be name dropping. But and Mossberg, rest in peace, Mossberg. But just those two artists that I name alone, with the whole plethora of other artists that'll probably come to me later that I didn't see, it just makes you wonder, the politics and the political shit behind it. Because I'm a Kiwe, you know what I'm saying? And I respect everybody's movement when it's on some positive shit and you standing on business and your politics is right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know with this one. It was a little questionable, and hopefully things will get ironed out throughout this whole situation. They got a whole new video getting ready to drop with the remix with I don't know who's on it, but yeah, man. This is definitely one of them things where you raise an eyebrow and a question mark and just be like, oh, man, what's up with the Game? Like, what's the politics with that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The funny thing is, when you look at the whole situation, the totality of the situation, you have Game, and we can't say that he didn't have an impact on the West and all of that. And then you look at Kendrick and the movement that he's pushing right now, and how he's serving the Canadian boy, you know what I'm saying, so viciously. The movement with him starts with Compton. And you see he had a strong presence of Compton individuals on that stage at the concert, and as well as at the video shoot. However, Game decided to align himself first with CS2 Back, a rat piece of shit. Irregardless of whether he's from Piru, he's not from Compton, Piru. Okay? Now, he aligned himself with that dude initially. And you got to understand, it's a lot of controversy comes with that dude. A lot of bullshit comes with that dude. A lot of bullshit that a lot of people don't want to be affiliated with. You see what I'm saying? That they don't even want, don't even come sit at my table with that bullshit. So once he aligned himself with this dude, we got to understand Rick Ross went at the Canadian clowning him about the way that Kendrick was serving him. Game just decides to take upon himself, whether it was ill-advised from his management or whether it was just a decision that he made on his own, which his management should have been smart enough to say, homie, stop. Kendrick from Compton,
Right.
what he doing with that Canadian, stay out of that. Irregardless of whether Rick Ross or anybody else is getting in it, you stay out of it unless you are aligning yourself with our compadre. He chose to take a totally different stance, go against everything and everybody, and say, "Fuck this! I'm going out. The Canadian could get Kendrick, and I'm gonna get this nigga Rick Ross off the Canadian." Man, fuck the Canadian. Let that motherfucker deal with what he deal with. Let Rick Ross have a little fun. It ain't hurting nobody in Compton. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to find himself, so I can understand why there was no invitation extended to him. And then in the interest of saving face, they try to say, oh, well, his girl is pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want to be that far away from her. Homie, come on, man. Miss me with the bullshit.
Right. Well,
The form ain't that far away. The form ain't that far away. You know what I'm saying? And nine times out of ten, she was staying in the Beverly Hills area to stay close to Cedar Sinai, where all the entertainers want to go and have their babies. You know what I'm saying? So that was really, she was local. You know what I'm saying? So
can you give a shout out right there? You see that on the screen?
Oh, Dominique Mayweather. Hey, what's happening with it? All right. Shout out to the Lynch Mob. You know what I'm saying? Good group of fellas. Good group of fellas there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's the dude just been making bad decisions. And those bad decisions, I think, is ill-advised from who he chose to align himself with. And it's sad to say, but it seemed like the dude just destroying this dude's not only his career, but his finances as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This dude lose a $7 million mansion. He lose $7 million mansion for what? Because this nigga want to sit up and play 3-card money with this nigga shit. Let's hide it in this. Let's hide it in this LLC, and then we can move it from the LLC to over here to this dummy corporation that me and my wife made up. Then we can move it to the Fifth Amendment. You know what I'm saying? And we can move it over here and over there. And of course, say, you know what? It's enough of this bullshit, man. Give me that house.
Right.
Go on and pay this woman, because you want to be
you want to be something
free.
Shout out to Cam for the peace treaty song during the riots, and he has some other songs. Shout out to Scary X2 in the Bay. I used to mess with a Scary Tough. We was sellings in YA. But let's get into that while we talk about it, because some people might not know what we're talking about. Can y'all see that? The game in danger of losing the Calabasas mansion. Back in 2016, She Got Game contestant Priscilla Rainey was awarded a $7 million judgment after successfully suing rapper Game for sexual harassment after accusing him of fondling her during the taping of his reality dating competition show. Click here if you missed that. Priscilla targets Game's Calabasas mansion in her latest effort to collect from allhiphop.com. According to court documents obtained by All Hip Hop, Rainey served the Game and manager, WACK100, in hopes of seizing the rapper's property. A process server sent the notice of levy, writ of execution, and more to the Game and WACK100 on Rainey's behalf in June. Rainey targeted a house in Calabasas, California. Both men were listed at the same address. Rainey accused the Game of transferring his home's deed to WACK100 to prevent her from seizing it. All Hip Hop previously reported on Rainey subpoenaing the game's kids' school district for proof of residence and attendance records in her collection efforts. She already sees its publishing and label. So this is what brought us here today. We just talked to y'all about the height of a A-list celebrity rapper for the West Coast, California, stand up. And he went from this top to beefing with 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and a list of over. Y'all remember the GU Knock campaign? Shit, 300 bars and running was gas. 15 minutes, aired out their whole crew. Shout out my nigga Spider-Loke. Spider-Loke in the chat. Shout out my nigga Spider-Loke. But we didn't list Spider-Loke as a Death Row rapper or with G-Unit, right? As a West Coast artist. But one thing that I am going to say, what a fall from grace, bro. He can't get headline the tour. There's no way an A-list artist that has classic albums and a bunch of other chart-topping songs shouldn't be able to headline his own tours at this point in his career. His career just going down. He already had paid about, I think she said she only got like $500,000 in royalties, right? And I guess he was moving the money from his account and the ownership of the house to Fifth Amendment, which is Cash Jones and Kimberly Jones' company. Moving ownership and money into transferring all of this as if the game owed them this kind of money and this is how he was paying the debt or whatever. Well, this girl got some good lawyers, and that's illegal. It's punishable, a crime. It's punishable up to a year in prison, even though it's not that much time in prison because it's like a white-collar crime, but up to a year in prison. And WACK100 testified, hey, we finna get them transcripts CS2 back because I know under pressure you already showed us before that you gonna point the finger at somebody else to deflect from your actions and participation. But he testified in his hearing as he was also listed as a party with the defendants, right? The plaintiff listed him and let the court know she only got about $500,000 in royalties, and that she wanted to target this estimated $7 million mansion in Calabasas, and that they just did a 3-car Molly trick and moved the ownership thinking they wouldn't have to pay him. Well, that just let us know that WACK100 really ain't as smart as he claimed to be. He's not a hashtag thinker. How do you think Deuce and Diamond was able to swindle him up out that money? I've been telling y'all he ain't that smart. But for some reason, the game is still shackled to this dude, man.
Shackled is crazy.
Bro, he's shackled to this dude. And everybody's been murmuring in the streets, online, social media, that the only he doesn't like a lot of the stuff that CS2 back be doing, all of the unnecessary beefs that he caused with prominent people in the entertainment industry, as well as prominent members in the communities throughout Los Angeles, Texas, Jay Prince, Jay Diggs in the Bay Area. And they said the only reason he's still messing with WACK is because WACK got his money. He's attached to him at the hip financially. And now it makes me think, like, I wonder if he lined the game up with the brawl.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just to get the money in the account, just to get the money in his name and the assets.
Man, this
That's
dude
crazy.
Bro, this dude He's that type of person. He's the bottom of the barrel. He's a gatekeeper, and he's narcissistic as fuck. He don't care about nobody else. And don't forget, he's one of the greatest tricks on the internet. He gonna pay for him to bust it open. Hey, shout out Mama Lisa. He had us. How old is Mama Lisa? 60-something?
Busting nothing open.
Hey, bust it open. He got this 60-year-old woman, essentially granny
Not the
porn.
60-year-old woman.
60-something, bro. Essentially granny porn. She say he got her calling FaceTime and got her busting it open. Like he want to lick the wrinkles up out that thing or something. This man's sick. We already know he's a sexual deviant, like 3 fingers in his rectum, and he wants. Hey, John G, real quick, I'm gonna delete your comment because we gonna still try to run that play. Hold on, let me see if I can delete the comment. All right, we're gonna try to run that. Back to the content, man. Want the come hither motion with the 3 fingers. That's his business. That's cool. But this dude is gonna be tricking money also with trying to live this lifestyle, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Obviously, he's a consumer, a major consumer. He runs through money. So when times get drastic, my dad taught me this. When times get drastic, desperate measures call for drastic, desperate times calls for drastic measures. And essentially that's what happened. I believe that this man lined him up to get him in a compromising position to have leverage to come play the hero and then work him up out of everything that he got, bro. So y'all don't have to believe him. Yeah, he damn sure working him. And he don't really care about his artists. Let's get to the content. So y'all got that article. We gonna close that out, and I'm gonna pull this up, man. Because
while you pulling that up, could I I just want to put one thing on your mind. Reggie Wright did the same type of shit to Suge when he swindled Suge out of the shit. and it's mighty funny that him and CS2 back is real good bed buddies. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden now the game is getting swindled. I hope he opened his eyes before it's too late, man.
For real. And he fake that fake love shit. He act like he care about him and he gonna do this and do that. And he just let his whole career go down. Let's look at his other artists. Ray J says he's suicidal and locked in a false reality after an incident at the BET Awards. Ray J
he just want to kill himself.
He want to kill himself, bro. And mental health is a real thing. Everybody go to activechucks.com. That's with 2 S's on our website. That's part of our mission statement for our charitable wing, Active Chucks charitable organization. But Ray J claimed he is suicidal in a social media post shared following an altercation at the BET Awards after party. I'm really at a breaking point, the singer, 43, wrote in a lengthy statement shared via his Instagram story on Monday, July the 1st. To provide for my family and have generational wealth was always the plan. But money is evil and people are bad and I can't take it no more. Exclamation point. He added, this shit that is happening is mind-blowing. It's making me suicidal and uncomfortable with the perception of reality. Ray J was involved in a physical altercation with Zeus Network CEO Lemuel Plummer. I hope I said that right. Outside of rapper Lemuel. Plumber outside of rapper Glorilla's BET Awards after party on Sunday night. Footage shared online showed the two men locked in an intense conversation before Ray J attempted to swing at Plumber. Ray J was then blocked by security and removed from the situation. Us Weekly has reached out to reps for both Ray J and the BET Awards for comments. These chain of reactions are stemming from being locked in a false reality, confused about this whole life. Ray J continued in his post. The shit that happened tonight to me at the awards today was hurtful. Ray J claimed that BET locked him out of the award show as well. I don't know who they didn't want me to see. It was weird. He said, anyway, I left and went back to silence my frustrations. Flashing back to my everyday thought of my life, the truth that's given is a lie. He further shared that he is on his way out of the country. They had locked him up on a suicide watch for a minute. The Love and Hip Hop star also took the time to apologize to his sister Brandy, promising he would make it right and that he won't let them get away with it in his cryptic message. They paid me to shut up and I did. I feel bad and I hate myself for it. I don't want any more of your dirty money, he wrote. I promise you I will be free of it all and the world can move on with what is real for me, no matter the consequences I have to face on the other side. Ray J concluded his post by saying, I tried to do it for the real last time. The incident on Sunday came amid Ray J's divorce from Princess Love. In April, he responded to her divorce filing with a request for joint legal and physical custody of his and Love's two children, daughter Melody 5 and son Epic 4.
Hey, we got a super chat. Hold on 1 second, brother.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. We got a super chat. We got All Things Poppin' TV, NYC. Really told CS2, fuck Blueface, and he said, I don't give a fuck. Hey, one thing about it, All Things Poppin' TV, we appreciate the $2 super chat, man. We appreciate any and everything y'all send our way. Humbly, respectfully, thank you. Blessings to you and your family. Yeah, man, he probably did say fuck Blueface. He don't give a fuck about nobody. If you notice, everybody that he deals with as far as his artistry, all them niggas in jail, man. They in jail and he's out of jail. But it's crazy because all his artists in jail and everybody he done dealt with goes to jail. And then he bails out or tries to bail out snitches. So hand in hand, brother. Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. Everybody take a moment to reach out and share this with at least 2 of your friends. Let's get these numbers up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy with the audience numbers, man. Pump this shit up, man. Send it to 2 or 3 of your friends. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to be aware of what's going on with this motherfucking ratchet motherfucker.
Yeah, this is nasty work.
Man, most definitely.
Ray J also dealing with that with his kids, man. So as much as his association with this rat bastard kind of pushes me away from wanting to support him, those kids is innocent. That's their father. That's their provider. That's supposed to be their protector. And right now, he can't even protect himself from himself, right? This is a sad situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? And whatever he's going through, his next move for every action, there's a reaction. It's going to directly affect his loved ones, Brandy, his mama, his momager, and it's going to affect those kids. So yeah, man, I'm cheering you on, Ray J. Definitely, I'm cheering you on. And I hope that situation don't end for the worst, because it's going to affect those kids. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into how CS2 Back really don't give a fuck or two shits about his artist. Let's go.
Damu Kiwe, Conversations.
And you know the crazy thing, the boy.
Hold on.
Okay.
So Ray J suicidal. WACK100 says to Ray J, jump, get it over with. As Ray J contemplating suicide. WACK100, jump, get it over with. We don't play like this on Pyro. This is who the game is dealing with. This how he feel about his artist. And they still dealing with this dude. He wasn't even, let's get into this real quick, right? He has done nothing to assist Ray J in his career musically. Ray J's biggest hit, One Wish, and his Sexy Canna was through Deja 34. At that time, WACK100 was just Ray J's security guard or bodyguard. I interviewed Mark Stevens, who was co-CEO and business partner with Shaquille O'Neal on Deja 34 label. He gave WACK100 a position as Ray J's bodyguard because he's out in Atlanta and E1 office was in New York, and Ray J claims he's a Paru. WACK said he a Paru. For WACK plugging them with Suge to get Ray J out of his contract, or they say it wasn't really a contract. Suge just worked him and got paid, then tried to double back and get paid again by snatching Ray J up. But whatever the case may be, WACK100 was able to get Mark Stevens at the table with Suge to get Ray J. So the One Wish and the Sexy Canna, his biggest hits, weren't even done with WACK100. Same thing with the Game. His biggest hits were not done with WACK100 as his manager. WACK so grimy, he tried to double back when he became Ray J manager and collect royalties off of Sexy Canna for Mark Stevens and all of them. They shut it down, but you could imagine how they began to look at WACK100's intentions when they hired him and gave him a job, even as a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? Putting him in the entertainment business when Suge himself, a Paru, seen enough from him to know that he didn't want him at death row. WACK never had a death row chain. Buntry did. A lot of other people did. He didn't.
On the road, take my kids, and I'll pick up about one.
Hey, hold on. So, this is how WACK.
You gotta understand, he wasn't there in the heyday though. He was not there in the heyday. He was not at Death Row when Death Row was the shit. He came when Death Row was on a decline, on his way to damn near being obsolete. You know what I'm saying? When he was at Death Row was not Death Row. It was not the Death Row of the 90s. He was there to Death Row of the early 2000s. You know.
Well, he was at Death Row, but he wasn't a Death Row employee. He was an employee of Right Way Security. Remember, Reggie Wright Jr. brought him on because Suge didn't want to put him on. He admits that. When Suge didn't want to put him on, Reggie Wright Jr. brought him in. WACK100 was a PS5. He done got slapped at one event, knocked out at another event, and who knows what else didn't happen. So if you ain't tied to the street, then that would be the only reason he would be saying ain't nothing happened to that weirdo. He's been embarrassed. That's why he doesn't come outside. And besides that, he doesn't live in California, bro. He lives in Las Vegas. He creeps through California with an entourage going to the No Jumper substation, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Where the indictments are built. Let's go. Put on by ex-dirty cop and another confidential informant. Federal confidential informant. Reggie Paraplegic Wright Jr. So don't lose sight of that. But yeah,
You talking
man.
about Teresa's ex-husband?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? All right, let me see. And then we gonna go to this other shit, man. Cause I don't think that, I mean, when you making a business decision, you gotta really be hiring, especially in the music industry, hiring the right manager can make or break your career. So you got him don't give a fuck about his artists, not helping to take them out, fucking up the game whole career on his burner. And then look at this. Let's get to this real quick. I want y'all to see this shit. This is what happened when you make that bad decision about hiring a manager. Rapper, Savvy Third. This is TMZ. Hey, bro. That nigga LA shot caller said, PS5 gamer fanatic. Laugh out loud. WACK is a victim out here in California. That's a fact. A witness and a victim and a confidential source. Z, you ain't heard us. A new single, bringing unity within the community. None of that. Can y'all see this, Diamond? Yeah?
Yeah, I can see it, bro.
So Savvy Third, another person managed by WACK100. LA rapper Savvy Third won't be getting trick or treats on Halloween. Instead, he'll be in court for an arrest. Cops say he bolted out of a studio session with over $3,000 worth of equipment. Burbank police sources tell TMZ Hip Hop $3,000 worth of equipment. Savvy was recording inside Royal Rehearsal Studio Wednesday night before he allegedly stole a speaker, mic, Mac hard drive, and a monitor, and a few other pieces of equipment. We're told officers detained the ex-Cash Money record artist and his entourage in the back of the studio's parking lot. Savvy, whose government name is Tyrus Washington, identified himself as Johnny Lee Brown, according to cops. The fake name didn't help. Police searched Savvy and say they found what they believe to be methamphetamines on him. So the boy is on Christina Aguilera. They also allegedly have codeine cough syrup. So now he's off the walkie. He's off the methamphetamines. He's no longer a Cash Money West artist. It is no more Cash Money West. And this is what the position that WACK left him. He ain't got him in rehab, nothing. Evidence of identity theft and the studio equipment. Savvy was arrested and booked into Burbank jail. They didn't discover the fake name until they fingerprinted the rapper, and they also found an active warrant for a probation violation under his real name. Before his arrest, Savvy's final Instagram story shows a bottle of WACK100 promethazine. He off the walkie, my nigga. Codeine and several bottles of Figo soda. It's unclear if these are the bottles cops allegedly found in his car. The investigation is ongoing, and Savvy's due in court October 31st. No costume required.
He's off the Wakiana.
Damn. Have him leaning like a rock.
Oh, shit.
Another artist that he's dealing with, that he's dealt with, messed off his career, and Savvy is hard as fuck to me, bro. I don't deal
Nah, he
with,
is, bro. He is.
I don't like a lot of these younger artists' music. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of them. He got like 7, 8 bangers that I listen to and got on rotation.
Send him, Pete Jones.
His style, the way that his delivery, you know what I'm saying? And now he's a drug.
I got the $1 million question.
Mike B,
I got the $1 million question. Deuce.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since you've seen Birdman anywhere near this weirdo. Why is that?
Damn.
The $1 million question. The $1 million question. Has Birdman pushed this sucker to the side? Because he damn sure ain't had him around.
Yeah. I think he found out about the CS2 back shit. I remember after I exposed it, Birdman brother reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? And based on, you know, his paperwork, they from New Orleans, that ain't my business. I didn't want to react to it, promote it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he reacted to it. So a Birdman brother, it already knew about it. I'm quite sure he found that as integral information that his brother should know dealing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Since then, that's been about a year and a half now. I exposed that paperwork.
Hey man, it's been quite a while since
yet.
Yeah, it's been quite a while
since say he Cash Money West. Shout out to the Crip Cop. He must believe CS2 back. Christopher Love,
boy.
Hey, what real quick? Hey, 600.
What up?
Hey, check this out, 600. How is you signed to Cash Money West if it is no more Cash Money West?
Well, y'all know how that go. You know, we got it in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? It's where we wanted to go. It's where we wanted it. It's in our mind. You niggas is busters.
You niggas is busters. Hey, but Chucks, see, we don't do no copy and pasters. You know what I'm saying? But Chuck want to be my friend, right?
He love the Chuck.
Man, I don't know what's up with this nigga. He got them titties hanging everywhere. Blood make me uncomfortable. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, another nugget to chew on, man. You know, the boy Jason Lee, he made allegations that the boy CS2 Bank had lined the girl Krishan Rock up to get arrested that day at court just to get her away from Blueface.
Oh, I heard some about it, but didn't get it. What you remember about that?
Man, the boy, allegations from the boy Jason Lee, and Jason Lee sure seemed to be close to old CS2 back. He might really got his back.
I heard he bought Jason Lee a poodle or something, like some kind of little dog or something.
Little doggy,
Wait,
little doggy.
Yeah.
What's up with these niggas buying man? Like, it's nothing wrong with looking out for your people, but when you start buying pink Lambos and little puppies,
that's what it is, you know, motherfuckers, man. Motherfuckers want tinker toys.
Hey, listen, I guess he more comfortable with his manhood than me, because I am not gifting a publicly gay man a dog as a gift. Hey, listen, my nigga. I guess he more comfortable with his manhood than me, because I don't know too many men that's gifting gay men poodles and shit, right?
Think about this, dude. A nigga willing to sit on a motherfucking phone, asshole naked, and argue with grown ass man, and have 3 fingers in his finger. That lets you know right there, there's something that's oddly wrong with that individual. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at stuff like that and you look at the facts and the track record of this man, you already know what it is, bro.
Yeah, I pretty much concluded he had questionable sexual preferences and he's a sexual deviant. But hey, what he's doing in his bedroom, that's his business, man. I don't want no parts of it. Mr. Bonafide said he sure did mess up the game career, got him beefing with his brother. Shout out Big Face Honey. And got the world questioning his gangster since CS2 is a mark himself. Yeah, they say birds of a feather flock together. And if
Show me your company, I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah. So look at this shit. We go to another artist managed by CS2 back. Rapper Blueface busted for gun possession in Hollywood. Rapper Blueface was arrested early Saturday on gun charges. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ. Blueface was driving with a few people at around 3:15 in the morning, but was stopped by cops in the heart of Hollywood at the intersection of Sunset and Vine. Police say Blueface was pulled over because he was driving with a car that had an expired registration. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yo, you ain't managing and making sure that your client is in the best position to win. You know that because of associations with you, that he might be targeted even more than the average rapper do, right? He has a big mouth. He always calling people out for fades, and he got expired registration. A platinum artist. This shit is crazy, bro. Niggas don't give a fuck about niggas.
Nasty work. Hey, look, you know what? I gotta say this. The reason why we see this is because his priorities has been excluded because, as you see, he'd rather be a gossip diva on the internet all day. First off, not supporting his artists the way he's supposed to, not promoting them the way he's supposed to, on top of not getting get back for his brother the way he's supposed to, not standing on business and being the snitch and the CS2 a confidential source 137 like he's been. Like, if y'all don't see his whole management skills is trash, but yet just a little birdie in my ear just said that he's trying to sign another youngster out of LA. Hey, brother, my advice, don't do it. That 50,000 he trying to offer you, don't do it. You want to know why? When you turn deals down like that, you stand on morals and principles, and you don't follow the track record and the trail mix of this bullshit that this nigga putting his hand in a bowl of nuts. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga's a bro. He's taking nuts and playing with them. You want your representation to be like this individual on top of the representation of his artists is all locked up, incarcerated, on jail, on drugs, and with no motherfucking registration. Come on, man. And it's come on, man.
Losing $7 million mansions.
Come on, man. Like, when do people look at the business ethical sides of it and stop saying, well, WACK, CS2 back, he know this person, he could put me on. All he got to do is beef with him. And no, bro, none of that shit is worth it, bro. None of that shit is worth it. Even him shouting you out, it's not worth it. He shout out snitch families and doing all kind of weird shit because he needs that associate. It seems like all the rats is uniting and everybody cool with it, but they're not looking at the business and the ethical parts of these individuals, the characterisms and what they stand for morally. When the business is bad, everything else is bad. If he's a snitch and he's a rat and you just choose to do business with him, what happens when the business go bad? With certain artists that he deal with now, when the business is going bad, now what? You get what I'm saying? It's like, you can't say it's only business when his business is trash. Right. Look at the fucking track record. His business has been trash all across the fucking board. And niggas is like, well, it's momentary fame. Y'all niggas need to wake up and get out of that motherfucking, that la la land mentality because you see him on the platform and see him with certain individuals. Get up out of that shit, man, and wake the fuck up before you get stuck like Blueface and all the other artists that he's supposed to be representing, and their representation is trash and ain't going nowhere.
It's not just the artists that's around him that's getting fucked over and finding themselves in jail. Look at all the little clubhouse chicks that he's affiliated with and getting caught up out of town. You done had numerous females get caught up out of town as well as males. Lena and her baby daddy ended up, both of them, get the dime dropped on them from California.
A confidential source. A
confidential source. Dropped the dime on them. Got them caught up with all that work.
But they said, I made fake paperwork and he ain't a confidential source. I told them, believe what you want to believe. Yeah.
Too many ducks is lining up, man. Too many ducks is lining up.
And what's the nexus that connects them all, though?
CS2 back.
Now look at this. This shit get even uglier for Blueface, right? He riding around dirty with the burner, right? He got blick on him. The car has expired registration tags. The cops ran a computer check and found he was also driving on a suspended license. So this nigga ain't got no valid driver license. His tags on his car is expired, and he got blick with him with a few people at 3 a.m. on Sunset and Vine, bro. This how this.
What kind of manager? What kind of manager got his artists out here with no license? You can't get the boy a driver? God damn, man. Just fucking up all these dudes' lives.
So that wasn't the worst of it. Blueface was.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on.
You hear me?
Yeah, that wasn't the worst of it. Blueface was ordered out of the vehicle and cops searched inside and found a loaded firearm in the center console. He was arrested for possession of a concealed firearm in the vehicle. The others in the car were not arrested. Maybe if this nigga wasn't on the internet starting all of these beefs and slandering people's names and shit, that team he always talk about, oh, see, my team, y'all think my team is just some little pushovers. Well, maybe you're supposed to put your team to take care and protect the bag. Blueface is your artist and the bag. On top of that, Savvy is the bag and your artist. They make intellectual property that you get budget for to keep the money coming in. Why wouldn't you protect the quarterback, bro? You worried about protecting yourself because you done ratted on some niggas. Because you got all this shit going on in community across the United States. Niggas is looking for your ass. Now you a gerbil staying up in the house and scared to come out without an army. That's a miserable living, bro. That's a miserable mind state. You've created your own prison, a cyber prison, bro. Your only freedom is on Clubhouse, on the internet. This shit nasty work, man. I think we got one more, man, and then we gonna get into the comments. This shit nasty work, bro.
Yeah, dudes that kind of go back to what we was talking about with his little his new artist. You know, show you bad management, bad artists, and with the position your management put you in. This idiot be invited, starting beef, and be invited real gangster niggas to his studio to catch the fade or have a shootout with him. You know who be in that studio, man? These little young kids.
Speak on it.
Them niggas don't be no more than 18, 19 years old. You put them kids in harm's way, homie, by inviting real gangster niggas that you start shit with. Come to Beckham Ave. You go to Beckham Ave studio, nigga, you're gonna see some 19 and 20-year-old kids in that motherfucker.
What I remember Well, tell me this, G-Mac, shout out G-Mac for Pacoima. When you was messing with him, you used to be up at that studio regularly, right?
Right.
How often was he there? Was he there regularly?
Yeah, he was there regularly, but that nigga he'll hang in the office with the 30 cameras and the metal steel door.
Wait.
Leave us on the outside, nigga.
Hey, he behind a metal steel door on Beck Avenue, starting all this shit, sending them out here after he invited these kids out of the inner city who got dreams of fame and rapping and music and money, and he tells them he's going to assist them in getting that gold. They're in the studio trying to record, and he's inviting them while he hides behind the steel, his own prison. And somebody come through that motherfucker with a couple chopsticks, and they end up hitting everybody that ain't got nothing to do with the fuck shit he done got started. Talk about throw a rock and hide your hand.
Exactly.
That's sad, man. We gonna get into this last one, man, and we gonna get into the chat, man. This shit is nasty work. Rapper Blueface arrested for robbery while at Las Vegas. Now this is another artist, platinum artist, that he got that's in jail for a robbery. Las Vegas, Nevada. The musician known as Blueface, a.k.a. Jonathan Porter, was arrested Wednesday for a charge of robbery as he was in the courthouse for a separate case of attempted murder, according to court records. He out here on the front line, and he's doing robberies. Porter, 26, is a Los Angeles-based rapper, previously arrested in connection to an October 8th, 2022 shooting in the 6300 block of Hughes Center Drive. Nasty work, man. So the game earlier when I shouted out Blueface, all the wax artists is down bad. Listening to his advice. That don't sound like a winner to me. That don't sound like a thinker to me. I think he was positioned and he was making decisions, but the decisions he was making obviously didn't have his artist in the best mentality. And Young Magnificent, he ain't came out with nothing. What hit do we got from Young Magnificent? I'm talking about, if we talk about a hit, means 5-10 years from now, you're going to remember that song. 20 years from now, people are going to remember that song, where they were at when they heard that song. Yeah, do you know any song by Young Magnificent?
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
He was a young artist from Hoover that was signed to WACK100. WACK sold him a dream. Holly told him he was gonna help him blow him up, and that dude ain't made nothing notable yet, bro.
Oh, look what you just said. CS2 Back is the one who said, "Hey, listen, hey, you gonna sign to me, and I'm gonna make sure you go to the next level." What is the next level? You can't even keep a Blueface off level 1 yard, penitentiary yard. You can't get a nigga to the next level. You can't get nobody to no motherfucking level, nigga. What? The clout chasing level? That's the level you talking about? Because the level of staying out of jail, the level of
he said Bomani said Young Magnificent got one hit. 205 KK said he got mad at Young Magnificent because he hit one of those 100-side women. Zini Valentine said he's so talented. The FBI called him out about Jay Prince, but they didn't talk to you about Big U. We know everybody know he talked to the feds already about the Big U indictment. He just don't want it out. Gangbang is the only one I remember, Mike B. But how the feds call your phone like that? Are you working? They were on the 63rd when Wax said that. I think he has a song called Gangbang. Y'all say you can't keep Blueface off a level 1 yard. What is next level? I'm gonna call y'all back. Hell yeah, go there. Shout out to the Hill G-Mac. He signed him and make Treyway mad. He was fake beefing with Treyway and blocked his deal. Oh, that's crazy. Hold on. White set up that fight with the two white boys. Oh man, that's been on the FBI never called that man. What up, bro? I'm live right now. What's the business? You all right? Oh man, I'm blessed also, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Our boy, some of the conversations we all together.
Right.
But you already know me. I don't.
Right.
But you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna call you right back. Let me get off live. All right, one. CS2 doing content in Dubai. Come with me and I'll take you to the next level, straight to jail. I'm confused on why 600 doing all this telling. Why has WACK not the man he produces still paperwork? Something just not adding up. Love Boys came to the set and fraudulent took C-Mac shit. Well, he didn't really take C-Mac shit. C-Mac signed with CM, whatever label it was, with Foley. And Foley gave him some money when he needed it, and that's where it went left. The nigga Love Boy ain't got nothing going on, so he was just the legs for the real CEO, Foley, of that label, whatever label it was. As far as WACK demanding he produces sealed paperwork, bro, WACK it surrounds himself with rats. He doesn't care about no rats. Greenface, you actually believe that a federal confidential source two, back the WACK boy, right, cares about rats? Do you think he didn't care about trying to manage 6ix9ine, Snow Billy, had him at the 100 ENT debut show, Big Snow from Minnesota. Man, he's around Loose Coochie Cannon, Ashley, Rico the Rat Rajay. Bro, you think what he does is he recruits and befriends all of these rats and he unleashes them on all of his enemies so that they end up in jail. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you confused about that. If I had a friend worried about the wrong shit, I'm not jumping on her bandwagon. These people need to throw WACK the same. No one called WACK. He was trying to get in good with Jay Prince, and Prince said, "Not today, bitch." No, Jay Prince know that he's the informant. It's some audio. I didn't talk to Jay Prince. It's some audio WACK humiliating young Magnificent on the 100 side. Treated the young man like a dog on Clubhouse. That's crazy. And he a young dude, huh? The federal barrel call, not the bureau, the barrel. But no, he spelled it bureau, B-R. The nigga misspelled bureau. The day Love Boy and WACK have a fight is going to be a showdown. Hell no. I meant a FD 302 on file. P. John. ODM Slim be calling 600 Queen Latifah kills me. I just seen your message. R&B, IG is R&B, I think, or YouTube is the same. She shared YouTube with CS2 back, just like she shared that 2-bedroom apartment. She made me blush too. Greenface, can you imagine the puffing and panting they be doing just after the trash talking, never mind scrapping? Wax said they contacted his bail bonds from the Texas case. They sending him his paperwork. Man, Thirsty Third, where is it at, man? Where is it? Where is that audio at? Put that audio in the chat. Send it to my DM, because we finna go. This is it anyway. Creep is WACK, last artist. Damn. There goes 100 EBT. Hey, look, man. Send me the audio where WACK said that he calling his lawyer for the Texas case. We out of here though. Damu Kiwe, camera.